Hey everybody, welcome to Sync Up. My name is Bobby Tonelli and this is the debauchery of gadgetry. It's a different type of tech show than you're normally used to probably seeing online. We're not going to inundate you with so much techno verbiage that you probably don't even know what the hell we're talking about. We're just going to get to the point, make it short, sweet, make it fun, and have a good time with it. I mean, this is our first show. So there will be some hiccups along the way, but do bear with us as we're going to iron them out and get you the best news and the best reviews we possibly can for you. So what do I think about the iPhone 4? Well, I think the materials that they're using in this, I'm going to call it a prototype, are actually what we're going to be seeing in the final product. Design-wise, I think it's going to be a bit more seamless than what it looks like now. We did notice that there's a front-facing camera for supposedly some iChat or maybe some Skyping. We do notice it's thinner. There's some ceramic glass back to it. And earlier reports on that type of material is because it gives you better reception. So obviously a better 3G reception as well as phone calls. And also a 16% larger battery from what the news is saying. And obviously a higher resolution screen, which we didn't get to see, by the way, because Apple remotely wiped the phone before we were able to have a chance to look at it. So there you have it, folks. I'm going to call it the prototype iPhone 4, and once again, the best marketing I've seen of early 2010. So on to the next news. Something a little bit smaller that we use every day is in search. I mean, nowadays, a lot of us have no idea how to spell. We rely on spell check and Google and so forth. And Google likes to correct us like, is this what you mean? ... Well, nowadays Google's tired of correcting us. They're just going to automatically go to what you're searching for, even if you spell it wrong, and they're just gonna spell it correctly for you. So nowadays, if you do a search on Google, you will see this. If I just say, let's for instance spell debauchery, and I actually don't know how to spell that without looking it up, it will just correct it for me automatically without telling me, like I'm an idiot, did you mean debauchery in its perfect spelling? So a little help along the way while we're searching for whatever we need to search for. Next news is obviously going back to Apple, the iPad international shipments delayed. A lot of people were very upset about this. There were some emails floating around, and Steve Jobs did respond to one saying, "Are you nuts? Do you think we did this on purpose?" It's funny to have a CEO actually write someone and tell them that, but that's Steve Jobs, and that means he's actually on the wire reading what we say. Guys, I'll tell you this, as an American, we've had to wait many long months while the Asians and Europeans got all the best devices, and we had to wait for our carriers to get them. And now it's the Americans' turn to get the device first. I'm sorry, international customers, but you know what? For once, can we have something first that's in gadgets, please? And we did get it. And besides, you also got to realize this. They also got to iron out all the kinks with the iBook store and all the applications, all the music that they want to put on these devices. So you got to keep that in mind too. I mean, it's maybe not just the device being delayed, but also the other negotiations and so forth. So that's how I see it on there. All right, now on to our topic of the day, 3D. I've heard, you probably have read a lot of things about 3D. I'm sure you all seen Avatar and Alice in Wonderland and then Clash of the Titans. Kelvin, what'd you think of Clash of the Titans in 3D?
Crap.
Okay, can you elaborate more on crap?
The only thing that was 3D was the subtitles.
There we go. Studios spent millions of dollars for 3D subtitles. Well, that just kind of gets into what we're talking about today. 3D is something that was around the 70s. They did a little bit of Disneyland with Captain EO and Michael Jackson. It never really took off. I mean, I think to some people it's hard to watch a movie. James Cameron did something very, you got to give the guy credit. Years and years of productions, post-production, and he made 3D amazing. My take on 3D is this, is that 3D looks great when you're using CGI or when using, like, let's say, animated graphics and you're watching, let's say, Toy Story, or you see, the blue people. But when you're in real-world situations, I don't think it does us any good to see real people walking around in 3D. It just doesn't do it for me. I don't know, and also gives you a lot of headaches too. I mean, the glasses are darker. You feel like you want to fall asleep in the movie theater. If you're there with a date, you can't look into her eyes or give her a kiss because you're going to miss her because you see double of her. If you want, it's all these little things to me that I think it just becomes this whole anti-social thing with 3D. But I'm one person, and 3D is coming. No matter what you think of it, we got 3D TVs that are on their way. Some are in stores. 3D camera, which I'm going to talk to you about later on, and a whole mix of 3D stuff. We're not going to get away from this. This is where it's going at. I mean, the World Cup's going to be in 3D. ESPN Sports in US is going to be showing in 3D. And we're all going to be wearing glasses watching TV, which I don't know. I just can't imagine a bunch of us guys sitting around having a beer with all wearing sunglasses like we're watching the TV. It's like Men in Black, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's not my type of thing. But whatever. Well, that's it, folks. I want to thank you for our first episode of Sync Up. We had a lot of fun here. And to kind of give you a preview of next week, I have with us the tablet that is even more popular than the one that Moses got. Yes, the iPad. Now, the Americans have seen it, they play with it, but in Singapore, you can only have this for a premium, and it's not sold here in actually Apple stores yet. So instead of, we're going to do a little bit of review on it, but actually how I want to take a take on it is how we use it in real world situations. Will it replace a laptop? Well, we're going to take a day of it and find out what you actually will use this for besides watching movies and playing applications. I mean, how can you really push this device? I'm excited to talk more about it with you and play with it actually. So that's it, folks. Once again, I'm Bobby Tonelli with Sync Up. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. Have fun, and yeah, we'll see you. Take care.